It's on this phone. There we go. Now we cooking. We're doing something. Something's going on. I think both of them is live now. Hey. I think they're both live. What you saying hey to? You're not even in the camera.
I just like to say hey from the outside. On the sideline.
Why?
Just to say I'm here.
Why? Well, hey, good people. Can y'all see me on both of these? Okay, I got two phones going, my bad. Okay, so, sorry, first of all. Sorry for being late. Had some technical difficulties. Facebook don't always let me be great. So, therefore, thanks for joining in, though. And let's get started with another episode of Nene at Night. What? Can you join the camera? My sister is here. Can you join the camera? Listen, okay, so tonight we're talking about the infamous STDs. A lot of people seem to think that they know a lot of information about STDs, and a lot of people don't know. I've seen in a lot of Facebook groups where people talk about people with STDs, say things like, well, I use condoms, which in reality, condoms and STDs, yeah, we're going to talk about that. Just because you use a condom does not mean that you are exempt from catching an STD. FYI, if you really wanted to know. My sister is actually in the medical field, so she'll give you some advice on where you can go to get tested. Because even with some STDs, you may not know that you have them. So,
and y'all need to tell y'all kids about them, because I see more of them getting STDs than I do adults.
But okay, so we're going to start with going over some of the STDs that are out. You know, most people have heard of most of them. I don't know if a lot of people don't talk about syphilis. Syphilis is an STD that is coming around more often now than not. A lot of people are catching it. You do need a medical diagnosis to know that you have syphilis. You may chunk it up to most of the STDs, you probably just say you have symptoms of other things, and you probably just like, well, it's just this. Mm-hmm. When in reality, it might not just be that.
A hair bump is not always just a hair bump.
Exactly. It's not. So, listen. So, with syphilis, they said the first phase starts off with painless sores, and then it turns into a rash in your genital area. I don't know if people just chunk rashes up to certain things in the genital area, but a rash in the genital area is a trigger to go to the doctor. And you all should go to the doctor. Some of the other symptoms are like fatigue, itching, mouth ulcers, weight loss. And the only way to get rid of this is through penicillin. So you can't just chuck it up and not get it taken care of.
And it's a big thing up in its biocillin, actually, and the needle is about that long, and it goes into your hip. You don't want that.
Your hip, some of y'all might say it goes into your butt.
Well, yeah.
But if you ain't got a little hip, it looks like it feel like it's going into
the
your
muscle.
butt.
We're gonna just say the muscle.
We're gonna say that. Okay, so listen, this is one of the most. The next one I'm gonna go over. This is one of the most common STDs, and most people don't even have symptoms. Most people don't know they have it. Girls probably say, I'm just having period cramps. They don't realize that it's more than just period cramps, or it might not even be period cramps. Sometimes vaginal bleeding, they'll chuck it up to the fact that they had rough sex. Mm-hmm. When in fact, chlamydia, men really don't have many symptoms unless it goes untreated. Chlamydia can lay dormant for a long time. Chlamydia, the symptoms more so come for most people when it goes untreated.
Yes.
When it goes untreated for a long time, you can infertility, pelvic inflammatory disease for women, which messes with your ovaries, your reproductive system.
When you get pelvic inflammatory disease from chlamydia, that means you've let it lay dormant for a long time.
Yeah, and
so that's dangerous. That can mess up your reproductive system. You'll probably have to get an ovary, remove your tubes, and you're messing up your chances of having kids later in life.
And a lot of the symptoms are, like I said, lower abdomen pain, pelvis pain, testicle area. Vaginal discharge. You may or may not get vaginal discharge. Most people with chlamydia do not get anything. So a lot of fellas are running around here passing out chlamydia. They don't know they got it. Women tend to get symptoms more often than males do.
Women find out more than males do because they come to their annual exams more than men do. Men don't get checked out unless something's going wrong. Some women find out first.
Some women don't find out either until they realize that their period and came and gone and they still have.
Well, if you get your annual exam every year like you're supposed to, that's a.
But even so often, some people need to. If you're sexually active, I advise you to go every 6 months.
Yeah.
If you just because annual. If you have more, especially if you have more than one partner, I advise every 6 months. Annual could take too long. I mean, chlamydia, you could have the pelvic inflammatory disease by then. I advise more often than not, if you're sexually active, if you are promiscuous, I definitely advise more often than not to go to the doctor. They're not going to judge you. They are not talking about you. They don't care. They are happy that you are there. You are the reason that they have a job.
I don't look at you no different than what you got. I don't. I see you every day with everything in it. I don't like, oh, she got this. No.
I mean, no doctors. I mean, you're keeping them in business.
Yeah.
Honestly, but you should definitely. But FYI, just from an insurance standpoint, only one a year is covered at 100%. So only one. And one annual is covered at 100%. If you do come back with something, you might not be covered at 100% though. You have to subject to your deductible, passport free. Just an FYI, just so y'all know a little bit about that part. So. The next STD we're going to go over is gonorrhea. And gonorrhea, most people know they have it. Fellas, that burn,
that
drip, when it's dripping and leaking and burning, go to the doctor. That is not a game. I don't even know how y'all would stand not going to the doctor with that.
If you have snot coming out of your penis.
Is that what y'all call it? Snot?
I mean, that's what it looks like. It's
ladies,
like
yellowish off discharge. And the discharge also can cause your vagina area to not have the best smell. It may be kind of an off smell. But if you see yellow discharge, not regular creamy mucus, not regular like mucus clear discharge, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the yellowish green kind. There's a difference. We're not talking about, there's a different yeast infection discharge, which is like curdle, I call it curdled milk.
Cottage cheese.
Yeah, cottage cheese. That's where we go. Yeast infection discharge, ovulation discharge, and gonorrhea discharge.
Some discharge is normal, but
it's clear. But most of the discharge, if it's normal, is usually clear.
And that's the same for women. Snottish. If it looks icky and slimy, it's not good discharge.
Well, during your ovulation period, you
if it's yellow and
if it's yellow, no. If it's clear, I'm talking.
It's snot.
Ah, okay, snot. Then if you got snot,
if you got snot coming from your vaginal area,
go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor
ASAP. Get there ASAP. Like yesterday, you should have went yesterday. What?
Why are you pointing at me?
Oh, not you. My bad. I was pointing back there. My bad. Okay, so Trick. I don't know how Trick. I haven't heard much about Trick in a while. It was more popular back when I was younger. I think I heard a lot of people say
it. A lot of people don't know they have Trick either.
But Trick, if you have foul smelling discharge and genital itching. Men may not have symptoms of Trick. Women definitely do.
Women check it up to thinking they have bacterial vaginosis, but it's not bacterial vaginosis. It can't be Trick too.
Either way it goes, you need to go to the doctor for bacterial vaginosis or Trick. Bacterial vaginosis, which is another one. And a lot of people, bacterial vaginosis, they really don't really know if it's caused by, basically bacterial vaginosis is caused by an imbalance.
It's an overgrowth of your bad bacteria.
And sometimes it can come from men. Doesn't mean it's necessarily an STD, which they don't really call bacterial vaginosis an actual STD. But women can get it. Fellas, you cannot catch it. But it's an imbalance. It's an imbalance in women. You need to go to the doctor for that.
If a woman has bacterial vaginosis, men does not mean she has a sexually transmitted disease.
No, but it can have the same symptoms, like you said, as Trick. Trick can also have you abdomen pain, urination problems, things like that. Bacteria. So yeah, that's
actually a little micro bug. When you look up under the microscope and you put a match up under it, it moves. It's so gross.
She made it sound like she was happy to talk about.
I was interested.
The next one I want to talk about is HPV. HPV is
so confusing.
It's an STD. HPV that's why they usually try to get you to get your kids HPV shot when they're younger. So avoid this STD. It is an STD. Although I call the first phase of HPV kind of pointless. A lot of women get it. There's no treatment for it. You just kind of got to let it go away. Usually if you're a non-smoker, you're healthy, it'll go away in no time. Now there's another stage of HPV which causes warts. which is a whole different ballgame. You might have to have the warts surgically removed, some cream to get rid of them.
Frozen.
Get the warts frozen. So HPV comes in stages. There's different levels of HPV. You may or may not. Most ladies get the first stage, where the doctor's kind of like, "Hey, you have it. Deal with it." You can still even have intercourse while you have it.
If you do have it, smoking makes it worse.
Yeah, smoking definitely. The doctor would advise you against smoking while you have it. I would advise condoms. A lot of stuff that involves women's vaginal areas comes from when the women's vaginal area is off. It comes from fellas. I'm sorry. You all can throw our pH balance off, and that messes up a lot of our areas. Don't always blame it on your woman when something's going wrong. Sometimes it's you. Like it can be your diet. It can be a lot of stuff that you're eating. It can be your medicines. A lot of the stuff that you're doing. Just know when you're having intercourse with a woman, it does affect her. It really does affect her, and you can throw her pH balance off. I don't know if a lot of y'all know about pH balance, but a woman has to have a certain level of pH balance in order for her vaginal area to work properly. But a lot of fellas, when they go in, a lot of their diets and things mess that up.
Hello, sis. I see you.
Okay, so
the funny thing about HPV is that you can wear a condom and still contract HPV because you can get the warts with the condom on.
We're gonna go over that in a minute. We're gonna leave that for another. We're
gonna
leave that for the end. I got something for that one.
Okay.
We got something for that. Okay. So the next one. Well, before I get to these, there's 3 more I want to go over. Crabs is not as popular as it used to be. I don't know where crabs went. Crabs just kind of, a lot of people used to have crabs. Shave your area if you get crabs. If you see little bitty, tiny, like white creatures crawling on you, they itch. So if you scratch them and little tiny white, like they real crabs, they like move. It's real deal crabs. It's not like a makeshift. Shave all your pubic hair off, and what pubic hair. Ladies, it is okay to have a little bit of pubic hair. It's actually safer to keep some of your pubic hair. If you shave bald, your pubic hair actually protects you from bacteria and things. So don't let these fellas out here tell you need to shave bald because your pubic hair actually protects you from a lot of stuff.
It does.
So don't listen to the fellas when they tell you to shave it bald and get rid of all of that.
I mean, it looks pretty.
It does, but pubic hair actually helps protect you. Just low cut. If you got to. If you want to shave bald, you can, but just know your pubic hair is actually a safety net. In case y'all wanted to know. Okay, so one of the I got 2 more. I'm gonna save this one for last because this one seems to be an epidemic in my area. We're gonna save that one for last. But the next one we'll go over is HIV. We know HIV comes in 3 stages: acute, chronic, and then full-blown AIDS. So we all know. We all know that HIV is not a joke. HIV will change your life. You can live with it. It's not that, but it can change your life because you have to take a lot of medication on a daily basis.
Pubic hair, what's that though?
You have to take a lot of medication you can live a normal life with HIV. You can even have sex with HIV. You can even have babies with HIV. But you have to be very careful with it.
You got Magic Johnson money. I think you can get rid of it.
I think there's a cure somewhere out there because Magic Johnson
found it.
He's donating blood now.
Is he now?
I don't know. It's a meme going around, joke. I don't really know when that was, but
I don't want
HIV is not a joke. That's the biggest thing y'all need to be worried about. HIV is you can through cuts in your hands, things of that nature. HIV is blood transfer. Fluid chill. Just be careful. Like just
it's serious.
And some people don't even know they got HIV until it's full blown.
You'll have a rash. You'll think it's strep throat.
You'll have all kinds of symptoms. Fever, you might just think you might have a slight flu or something.
But don't panic every time you get a fever or every time
please don't have
an eczema breakout.
You'll know. You'll know. You'll have fatigue, dry coughs. Make sure you check your medications because your medication becomes.
Explain the genitals though.
We gonna get to it, but HIV is not a game. You can live a normal life with HIV, and there are a lot of people that have HIV and AIDS. Listen, my main thing with this is that I want people to be more sensitive to people with STDs, especially things like HIV. And the last STD I'll go over in a minute. It's not a death sentence all the time. Mm-hmm. People already living their lives walking on eggshells. They already don't want to share that they have these things with people. Be sensitive. Most people who have this are grown people. Or even kids who got it from parents or kids who got it, period. We are grown people. We have to be sensitive to the fact that it happens. Everybody's not perfect. It happens in the most.
Most people get it from the people that they love the most. You know what I'm saying? They in a relationship forever and think that they safe and they get something, and now you got to walk around with something.
Here's the thing. A lot of the stories come up when people are dating people and they just thought they know. Listen, go get tested with your partner. Take a date. Have a date at the clinic. Take your date to the clinic. It is okay. Or have your date show you papers, up-to-date papers. You show your date papers. That is the most romantic thing in the world. Here go my papers, baby.
I'm free and clear.
That is the most romantic and sexiest thing ever. Here goes my papers. The doctor said I'm good. That is, and ladies, know that you have to ask for certain type of tests because the doctors only test for the general trig, gonorrhea, chlamydia. You have to ask for the other stuff. It doesn't automatically. HPV comes when the test when you get your pap smear, but you have to ask for STD testing. You have to ask for the stuff. You can't just go in there and assume that they're testing for it.
Yeah, because not every clinic, when you get, even we are at doctor's office, when you get an annual exam, test for that. And like syphilis and HIV is blood draw. Like just because you open your legs and get swabbed does not mean they swab.
It's mostly they're testing for cancer when you go to a pap smear appointment.
A pap smear is just for cervical cancers, not for STDs.
So don't believe the hype. It's not. Okay, so listen. Let me tell y'all something here. This last one I want to talk about. I've seen this last one pop up in so many groups on Facebook. We dog people who have it. Talk about people who have it. When in fact, you might be one of the people who have it and you just don't even know that you have it. It's condoms do not protect from this STD. Quit saying I use a condom. It does not protect if they have these on their general genital area, because condoms don't always work. Condoms do not always protect from STDs. Quit saying I use condoms. That does not mean a thing. Condoms only protect from certain STDs, not all. So I don't know who get that out your head. Condoms don't protect from everything. Listen, condoms don't protect. But this one, it can only, the last STD on go, of course, it's herpes. Herpes, the first outbreak is usually the worst. It comes, it's irritating, it hurts, it's not pretty. Once it goes away, you may not get another outbreak for a year.
And you get an outbreak on your genitals, your vagina and penis.
And you
for those who don't know what genitals are.
you might, the next outbreak might only be like 2 bumps. The third outbreak might be 1. You might not have an outbreak for 10 years. You might have never had an outbreak and you have herpes. See what I'm getting?
Hold on, I want to clear up something too. Just because you have a cold sore does not mean that you have genital herpes. If you do have a cold sore and you go down on somebody,
there's 2 types of
herpes simplex type 2.
There's 2 types of herpes. 2 types. There's genital herpes and then there and then there is the cold sore herpes. Do not abort mission. Don't listen. Don't drink out. If you cold sores, don't drink after people with cold sores. Cold sores is not a death sentence. But not. Don't drink after them. Do not let them go down on you while they have one. Herpes. If the herpes, like I said, it's not a death sentence. It's not. Cream can keep you from having outbreaks.
You can still have a normal relationship with herpes.
Because the only time you contract herpes from somebody is the only time you get it from somebody is when you have intercourse with them and they are having an outbreak. You cannot get herpes if they are not having an outbreak. So don't listen to it. People with herpes are normal people. They can have normal sexual lives. You can mess with them and not get it. Well, she's crazy.
Let me know. I can send you some information to your students. I love to teach these kids.
Because I don't think sex ed is taught in schools anymore. This is stuff that people need to know. Because a lot of these, like I said, even adults don't know what herpes is a lot of times. I see them in this group. Like I'm gonna use the condom with them. Herpes don't care.
I have these 14-year-old babies, 14 and 15-year-old babies that I see all the time, and I mean repeat offenders that have these STDs. So teach them, tell them. Don't be ashamed to tell y'all kids and stuff. Let them know what's up. When they turn 13 or 14, they're on their way to middle school and high school. It happens. Don't sugarcoat it. Let them know.
Let them know. Please don't talk to the kids in middle school nowadays, because kids are becoming sexually active earlier and earlier in life. As soon as your child hits middle school, graduates elementary school, it's time.
And they scared to go to the doctor because they don't want to tell their mama that something's going on, because they don't want to tell their mama they're having sex.
Do not make it a death sentence for kids.
Sex is okay.
Don't beat them.
Scare them.
Because let's be realistic.
It's going to happen.
You was a teenager and having sex.
It's going to happen.
Some of y'all was 12-year-olds, preteens having sex.
You can't get a cold sore from smoking a blunt from somebody who got a damn cold sore. FYI.
Oh, listen. Here's a myth we're gonna debunk.
It's nasty,
listen.
Though. You might not want to meet on that side.
The myth
smoke on the other side.
The myth has been debunked that you cannot get STDs from toilet seats. When the STD lives outside of the body, they die right away.
You can probably get them close to the crab.
A crab, but you have to sit like somebody has to get off the toilet right there, and you have to sit right down, and that's hard to do.
And you shouldn't be surprised how
STDs
many women
die outside of the warm bodies.
But how many women tell me that he said I could have got it off the toilet seat?
No, it's not true. Because STDs need to live in a warm area. That's why they go in your genitals. That's why they love your genitals, because it's warm down there. If it's cold, I don't know what to tell you. But that's why they live in your genitals. You cannot get it from a toilet seat. Don't let nobody tell you can get it from a toilet seat. If he told you got it from a toilet seat, he got it from him. Don't let him lie to you.
And you know you humping without a condom. You humping one person without a condom. Before you go hump the next person without a condom, get tested.
And even if you do hump, even if you hump the one person without a condom, and you do find out you have an STD, you cannot be mad at that person. You two entered a contract together that y'all was gonna have sex without a condom, and both of y'all made an informed decision, and y'all both had sex without that condom. You can't cuss them out for that. They probably didn't know they had chlamydia. You see what I'm saying?
Don't get offended if somebody says, "Hey, when's the last time you got tested?"
Just go get checked. I'm telling y'all.
I don't know what you got.
First date at the clinic, y'all. That is the sexiest date you could have. That is romantic. First date at the clinic, baby. What you doing tonight? Let's go to the clinic. Let's go to the clinic in the morning. Let's go get tested. You feel? It works.
And even if you don't have a doctor's office, there are specialty clinics out here that you can go to just to get tested.
Yeah, you definitely don't have to go to your doctor's office. Urgent, if you having too many issues, urgent care can take care of you. Like you said, the health clinics can take care of you. And if you're in Louisville or you anywhere, free health clinics can take care of you. If you don't have insurance,
urgent care is probably going to send you to the specialty clinic, because that's more like if you got a cold or something like that. So
well, it depends on what you go to urgent clinic for. You might not know. They might get, if it's something simple, they can just call you an antibiotic.
They can do gonorrhea and chlamydia.
They can do the basic
urine.
Yeah, they can do basic.
You can get that tested.
If you have herpes, they might. If you think you might, they'll look at it and say you might. Go to your doctor. The first day, yes. The first day at the clinic, that is sexy.
Especially when you look at him and you know you're going to give it to him.
That is sexy. You ladies know within the first couple of seconds. Don't even let them wait minutes. You know in the first couple of seconds whether you want him or not. Fellas probably knew yesterday before they even met you that they wanted you. Go to the clinic together.
Your profile picture.
Show them papers. show them papers. Like them papers is the sexiest thing you can get. When you propose to a girl, propose to her with the papers and a ring. That is the best proposal ever. Just let her know that you're not out here.
Will you marry me? I'm clean.
You see what I'm saying? Would you be my girlfriend? I'm clean. Would you be my boyfriend? I'm clean. I mean, let's be realistic. STDs, people seem to stray away from it as adults. As adults, we have to definitely be careful with it. We're gonna try to teach these kids how to stay clean and how to keep their lives together. We got to be educated on it, because I'm seriously no. Listen,
AIDS has a 10-year span.
Yeah, AIDS is hard. Okay, but if you have other with AIDS too, or if you have any other chronic illnesses such as let's say diabetes, it would be hard. You're gonna find out sooner than most people. If you have diabetes or something like that, any chronic, you're gonna find out about your STD sooner, because your symptoms your body can't fight off an STD and a diabetes together. Your body's like, no, bump that.
It makes your immune system
just lay on the floor. So you'll know. I had a woman cut me off because I said she needed to get checked. See, that's the problem. And see, women, if he tell you needed to get checked, don't be mad. Just say, okay, baby.
He's not calling you a thotty.
You get one per year that's covered at 100%. He doesn't know you. You don't know him. And let's be realistic, you could have been in a long-term relationship with a cheater. Even though you only had sex with one person, you could have been in a relationship with a cheater who was out here serial messing with everybody. And you got something, you didn't even know it. Because like I said, chlamydia has no symptoms. Sometimes herpes doesn't go anywhere. But what she said, yeah, leave them alone. If they don't want to go to the clinic with you, leave them alone. A clinic date is the sexiest date you can have. Ain't that right, Mama?
Oh,
ain't that right, Mama? A clinic date is the sexiest date you can have. Going to the clinic together.
It's not Mama though. Not Mama.
Yeah, I called my mama out. I called her out. She's over. She did have something. She knew she was scared to find out that she had something. Even she might not have had nothing, but she could have just been terrified. A lot of people don't want to go to the clinic and find out that they really do have something. A lot of people are scared of the clinic. They're scared of the doctor, especially fellas. The doctor's not a scary place.
God, they're so scary.
It's not a scary place. It's not a scary place at all. Y'all need to go to the doctor, not when y'all just get cost and
you got insurance.
Don't wait until you have a stroke and you got to go to the hospital. Find out sooner than that, because everybody got to have insurance.
I'm glad you dodged it too.
Most fellas won't have the symptoms.
That's why they need. That's what we just talked about. That's why y'all need to go to the hospital. Like I said, trig fellas usually don't have symptoms. Chlamydia. Herpes, you might not have ever had an outbreak. Gonorrhea, sometimes, they start dripping sometimes, though.
They don't have
It don't.
Yeah, we
get symptoms before they.
Yeah, women always get we get the bad end of the stick. Just call your partner and be like, hey, might have been you. If you have more than one, call them all. They don't know that you're calling more than one person unless you let them know you're calling more than one person. But
yeah,
but.
Health department keeps track.
Yeah, the health department does have a list. They got you.
They're going to call you and make sure you get rid of it.
They got your name. They got you. But get checked out. Get tested. STDs is not a game. Condoms do not protect from all STDs. Quit saying that. You cannot get STDs from a toilet seat. Don't let nobody lie to you. STDs, like I said.
You're scared of the Q-tip, baby. Quit having sex without a condom.
The Q-tip is a beast. Makes my eyes wild. Fellas, listen.
I can't.
Can you get it from a wash rate?
You can't get it.
Like, if somebody washed up with a wash
STDs die outside of the body. Most they die quick outside. STDs die outside of the body.
Somebody actually said that before.
Oh no, listen. STDs.
They washed theirself, and they didn't wash the washer, and then they might have washed their child. And their child
It depends on how soon they did it.
How soon, but the child ended up having it, and that was the story that was given.
It wasn't the wash rag. It was something else.
Because they said they used to say wash.
Yeah, you listen. That story. Well, I don't know if y'all heard that story. She said somebody used the wash rag. They washed their child, and their child got it. Listen, STDs die when they come outside of the body. They die quick. It wasn't that wash rag. It definitely was not. I hate. We're gonna talk about that on another episode. We're gonna go into details about that type of stuff in another episode. We're gonna go into details about that.
I've never seen that.
We're gonna talk about that after the show.
I'm sorry.
No, we'll go into more details about that. We will have another episode. Next week's episode, just to keep you on the loop, is gonna be relationship sex. How often should you have sex with your partner? Is there a limit? We're going to go over all of that.
Lay down even if you don't want to.
That's next week. We're not talking about it right now. Next week's episode. Listen. Okay, so listen.
Say my name one more time.
I did leave my... You throwing the conversation off. You don't pay... You pay attention to me after. We'll take any questions afterwards.
Okay.
But
I always get in trouble.
Yeah, you do. Listen though, I didn't bring my cards with me. But we are going to have sex position of the night. Sex position of the night is going to be. I'm going to tell y'all what to do. Listen. We're gonna start. We're gonna start. Okay, ladies. Start on top. Just riding him. And I want y'all to do a complete 360 without getting up. Don't get up. Do a complete 360 on him.
What if you're overweight? Can you
can do a complete 360. Everybody can do it. Everybody can try it. Do a 360 on your man.
I'm a
stop it. Do a 360 on your man while you are riding him. He will love you.
What if he got 4
inches? He will love you a lot.
It's gonna come out like it.
If your man listen, just try the 360. Try the 360. I have a question. What does it mean I'm not messing with you, Petty. I'm not messing with you. Don't ignore him. I'm not messing with him because he's being funny. No, stop. But listen, for real. Do the 360 on your man while you riding him. Complete 360. You start looking at him and you turn around.
Nasty.
You need to do some yoga. No, anybody Anybody can do it. Anybody can do a 360. You can do it. Just stretch your legs a little bit.
If you're over 40, stretch
a little bit. Get ready.
But
you can do a successful 360 on him. He will love you forever. Trust me. He will love you forever. Try it. That is the sex position of the night, a 360. It take you 4 different ways. You do a reverse ride, everything. Do it. Ladies, he's gonna love you. Have
if you
fun.
Try it, post it on there, so let us know how it worked out.
Before I
let us know if you go to the hospital.
Before I go, does anybody have any other questions besides Patty? Because we ain't got time for him. No, I'm just playing. Does anybody have any questions? But safe sex is the best sex. Condoms don't protect from everything. Quit listening to people. And actually, latex is better than lambskin. In case y'all wanted to know, I know lambskin is supposed to have better feeling. Latex is safer than lambskin on that instance from STDs and things. Lambskin can't protect you from pregnancy, but lambskin is lambskin. It's still a little bit, you can get through.
Answer the question.
Answer the question. What does it mean if you
that you nasty? I answered the question. It just that you might get hit in your ass. What it means?
What does it say? Somebody say.
Do you fart? What do you mean if you fart and you smell shit? I don't know. Like, that's nasty.
Somebody didn't wipe right. Ease nasty.
That's nasty. All right, that's a strong one. But yeah, thanks for tuning in. I know I was late today. What if they're allergic? If you're allergic to latex, I suggest you get tested more often than not. You can use lambskin, but they are not 100% proof when it comes to STDs.
If you're allergic to latex, use a baggie. Saran wrap.
Listen, people have been known to use baggies and saran wrap for a lot of stuff. People have been improvising for a long time, but that might be irritating. Just an FYI.
Find a non-latex glove.
But yeah, if you're allergic to latex, you just get tested more often than not. Just get tested more often than not if you're allergic to latex. You can use lambskin condoms. They're just not as safe as latex. But just get tested.
Use the lambskin and be careful.
And do what you did. If she don't want to go get tested with you, chunk of the deuces, you did right. You know what I'm saying? You got it.
Yeah.
Like I said, a lot of people and ladies do not fall for the excuse of I don't like condoms, they irritating. Well, then he probably don't need to have sex with him because he's probably telling every girl he's had sex with that, and that's a lot of partners. You'd have had a lot of STDs flowing through your body, you don't even know it. So do not let that be a reason. He either puts the condom on, or he don't. If y'all both go into it without putting the condom on, don't be mad at him if you do get something. You enter the agreement when you decide to lay down with him and have sex. Mm-hmm. Go get fixed. So, again, no latex, no sex.
Who is that?
I don't know. No latex, no sex. Listen, it works. Ladies, live back, die back. Be safe out here, y'all. Be sensitive to people who do have STDs because it's not a joke.
It's not. And they didn't catch it on purpose.
And people oftentimes catch STDs from, like you said, husbands and wives and things of that nature. Be sensitive to them. It's hard to live with something like that. And a lot of people don't even want to talk about it.
It's hard to tell the next partner that you're going to sleep with that you have something.
Don't judge.
Not everybody's understanding.
Yeah, herpes is not a death sentence.
It's not.
It's not a death sentence at all. Quit acting like it's a death sentence. You can live a happy and full life with herpes and have sex 10 times. You might not have
smart about it.
You might not have no more outbreaks ever. Just literally, like she said, be smart about the herpes. Don't be sensitive to the topics. Y'all go sometime in these groups. Y'all go so hard on people and
they dirty. They try.
But y'all don't know that honestly that's bullying. That y'all so against, and most of y'all have kids. Y'all don't want y'all kids to go through bullying. That's adult bullying. People do commit suicide out the back of that. So be careful because STDs is a sensitive topic. Be easy with these people. It's not a death sentence. Don't mean they dirty. Don't mean nothing. Because
and FYI, yeah, but they do have for herpes. They have medication, Valtrex. And you can get that for cold sores too if you go to the doctor's office.
The commercial's real.
It actually does suppress the outbreaks. It gives you less outbreaks.
Yeah, the commercial's real about Valtrex. It really does work. You might not have another outbreak. If you with a partner with herpes, just be careful when you're having sex with them.
And if you see Valtrex in the medicine cabinet, does not mean they have genital herpes. They might just have a cold sore.
That too. So if you do have a partner that has it, just be careful about their outbreaks and have sex with them in between outbreaks. Make sure they, be cautious about that. If you do catch it, don't be scared. You can live a happy and normal life. It's not bad. But people, if you do have herpes, or if you have any STD, any STD that doesn't necessarily go away, herpes, AIDS, tell your partner.
Tell them. Don't just spread
do not keep it a secret. I know it's scary. But you'll be better off being single than holding on to a lie to get into a relationship with somebody. Because when they find out
major
that
problems.
People die like that. People
get beat up.
People might kill you off the back of that, things of that nature. Just be open to telling somebody. Be sensitive to it. There are communities. There's websites where you can go talk to other people who are going through what you're going through. You can talk to them.
If you have HIV and AIDS and you don't tell the person, you can get locked up for that.
It's a crime.
It's illegal.
There's communities that you can talk to people about it. Be aware that there are resources out there for people with HIV and AIDS. You can talk to people about it. Don't be scared to tell you. You have to tell your partner. You have to tell your partner if you have HIV and AIDS. You have to own up to that. You cannot not tell anyone that. It's scary, but you made it. And there's a lot of people who are living happy relationships with HIV and AIDS. Yeah. There's people you can have babies now. There's a lot of things you can do. Do not be scared to tell your partner, own up to. If you have herpes, please tell your partner that you have it. Do not be scared. If they don't want to talk to you because of that, they are not worth your time.
Right.
Own up to it. Be careful out here when you're doing it. Don't hide it. Get checked. Like I said, first date at the clinic is the best thing you could possibly do. Take a date to the clinic.
Don't be scared to look at it before you have sex. Look at his penis. Look at her vagina. Explore.
But it's even hard. It's even hard if you see anything that's even a question, because people do get hair bumps.
I mean, don't be mad about the question.
People do get hair bumps and things. You don't have to go through with it if you don't want to give oral, because STDs can spread through oral.
Yeah.
It's a lesser chance, but they can spread through oral.
You can get in your throat.
It's a lesser chance, but you can get it. So be careful. If you see something you don't like, don't do it. If you see a bump on her, you have the smallest question, you do not have to do it, because people, sometimes you might not know the difference between a hair bump or a herpes bump or a hair bump and a syphilis issue. You might not know. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to be like, nah, I'm good.
Or say, hey, babe, what's that?
No, don't even ask them what it is. If you have any questions, because they might not know what it is.
But still, if you don't know, then we're going to stop.
I'm saying, but just because they say it's something else, doesn't mean it is that. If you see that, you can ask and take them to the clinic. So listen, I need you to go to the clinic before we proceed with this, so I can make sure that you don't have this. Don't be scared. STDs, people need to talk about it more in relationships, with kids.
Definitely with the kids.
This is the biggest problem with infidelities and cheating, is STDs don't have a name on them. Anybody can get them, and you might bring them back to your partner. If you're gonna cheat before you have sex with your partner, go to that clinic. I mean, I can't stop you from cheating, but go to the clinic before you come back to your partner. Make sure because that's the person you're married, you're with, or you married, or you're in a long-term relationship. Go to the clinic.
Get an annual
if you really love them, even though you cheated, if you really love them, go. If you are sexually active, every 6 months.
Even if you're not sexually active, you feel like you don't have nothing, go anyway.
You still need to go for cancer reasons and stuff, but if you
especially with African American people, because we're catching stuff and it's hard for us to it's aggressive. If you African American,
but I suggest if you're sexually active, go every 6 months, especially if you have different partners. Don't be scared to go to the clinic. Let them know your name.
You don't want to go to your doctor's office, like I said, go to the specialty clinic.
But like I said, catch us next week. Sorry this episode was so late. Catch me next week. Thanks for tuning in. Work with me, people. I will see y'all next Saturday at 10:30. We're going to talk about relationships and sex. We're just going to go over, we're going to have a couple of special guests on the show. So work with me, bear with me, and I'll see y'all next week. Bye.
Hey, that food was